So I got into this with my father because I volunteer in a lot of places. I volunteer at Vashi Green box, which is like we collected local bakeries and people who garden with bio style, and we sell this like a drop shipping part. We have a website and the people can buy from the website, and we give them the box with what they ordered. And my father is a IT person, to be honest, but he got into gardening like 5 years ago too. And as you know, I'm a biologist, so they were like, hey, can you help me with this place because it's like a jungle and we want to do something with that. It's almost 1 hectare big. And I was like, yeah, sure, we can try to help with this. So it looks like a jungle in one part. Okay. Yeah. It was an old horticulture, and it had like stone and lots of things under the dirt, and we have to pick all that up. And also we just found out it has lots of geotextile too, textile. So we have to pick that up too. It will be a really big work. These photos are from last year, from October.
Sorry.
You okay? You okay?
No, I want 4 women to come to save me right now.
Guys, you need to have to balance it out. Because it's a little slope here, so
Yeah.
it's not gonna work. So we try to put it down on the ground.
The garden has 2 parts. One of this part is a little bit wider. This has the geotextile, and it still has the geotextile, and it will be a biodynamical garden style here. The gardeners left lots of species, to be honest, like roses and lots of ornamental plants, so we don't cut that out. This picture is from February, I think, so it's like not green anymore, and it has a high grass.
Sorry, Réka, how big was this land?
1 hectare, it's
1 hectare.
10,000 square meter.
Uh-huh.
The 2 parts is separated with wood line. As you can see, it's a lot of type of plants. It's near a stream. It's near a little stream. We have problems, to be honest, because there is no fence here, and we have like 12 deers. So they eat up fruit trees, and also there are lots of people who come in and cut the trees from the small forests. We have a small forest in the garden, so we need a fence, but we don't have the money for that. And this place is, as Nico said, it's good to have a water source, and this is Gyöngyös. It's a little stream next to it. We have also river, so it's so fun because they, how is it, eat the trees, and yeah. Yeah, some deer died there too. We found like 3 or 4. And we collected people I live in Szombathely, it's a bigger city in Vas County, and there is 40 people in the group, in a Facebook group. We have a Facebook group, but it's like 12 to 20 active members of that. So we had a list, like I'm one of the leaders, and we did a list what we have to do to make it work, we had to cut the grass, but it's a really big place, to be honest, so we couldn't do it with hand. So we have to pick up the cement parts and stuff like this. And they did it. There is a lot of flower now. It's pretty.
It's my thing. You can see a lot in the natural forests.
It's Gyöngyös, it's called Gyöngyös. I don't know another language.
The yellow?
Maybe? I don't know. It's a Falusi name, it's a village name for this plant. This is one of our trees. The neighbors has already planted trees into the garden because nobody cared, you know, and deers tried to eat the trees and they tried to chew the ground part. So lots of are not survived, but we put wide web around them so we could save some of them. And we also planted some too already. This is that first bloom. We have really rare types too, because we work with, my father is a orchardist, I think that's the one, so yeah. My parts will be a forest garden. This grass is like as tall as me, so you can imagine how big it was.
Okay.
And you can see the geotextile down there. Maybe I have a picture. Here. Yeah. So as you can see, we tried to dig it, but we saw like it's so deep. We have to like dig this much, and this is the whole place. So we didn't do it. We have to figure it out. How can we take out? We don't know yet, to be honest. Yeah, it's beautiful. We had a fence between the two parts, and the guys took it out, but we have lots of white blackberries and really big bushes, and it was also hard. We couldn't just cut it because it's not possible to just cut the white berries. So yeah, one of the members have a tractor, and they just asked for some help, and we use like a stalk cutter behind the tractor, and we cut all the grasses. As you can see, there is sticks coming out. That's all the trees. Like we have now 25 trees. And the whole thing looks like looks like that, and the path is like already cutted. We don't know how this will look like after this cut. To be honest, we will leave the grass on the ground, and we will see how yesterday, and she said we have to know how is the where is watery, where is more dry part and everything, and we don't know anything about this place. So we just put some seeds in everywhere, and we will see if something will come out.
It's actually good if you have a bare land, or you just want to rebuild a bigger land. You just throw seeds. That's a pioneer species, so that can rebuild the soil.
we have some Anguis fragilis, it's labatlangyik. It's
Slowborn in English.
It's slowborn.
Yeah.
We had like 5 of them. We put them in the forest. We try to not to cut them also, and we have like places with a microclimate, and it's really good. We have white garlic there and everything, and it looks like this now. It's really like bare, to be honest. It's so different, but now I can see how we can do like a forest garden here after the trees are. They are really small, the trees, so it's hard to imagine how this will be when they are bigger, but I try to imagine it, to be honest. This is why I came to see how it can be. We also want to teach crafting, and also there was already a crafting class, and also like pruning. I'm learning now how to prune, and yeah, we are teaching the groove. Also, it will be an open garden. We need fences because of the deers and the people who come and cut the things. In Hungary, it's really common to come and just take what you want from a garden. So we need fences. Yeah. This will be an open garden and a teaching garden, and we try to fund them with like these classes about crafting, and we also want herbs and yeah, everything, to be honest. And that's it. This is my garden. It's not my garden, it's our community garden.
The first one, that it's so nice that you started it with your dad. I think it's so nice that you can do it with your family, because I always fight with my mom. We want to do our own thing separately. And the second thing, that it's so nice to see that there are these centers all around the country here. I didn't know about it, so it's so nice that you are teaching.
Wow. Okay. I think this barn needs a renovation.
So I think it's really nice that you have like the educational part of it as well.
Yeah, there is a Waldorf style there.
Yeah.
It's a little bit Finnish teaching methods in Hungary, and it's more like nature orientated, and this is why we're trying to integrate into the school too, so the schools can have a trip and they can show like, this is a chicken, this is a tree, this is a plum tree, this is something. Yeah, we don't really have this, and lots of kids don't even know what they eat, to be honest. Lots of time I ask and I don't know what's this.
Okay.
So yeah.
Any questions from anyone about the project? Okay, I have one question. When do you think it's gonna be like a food forest that can be a demonstration, or it's already at that
year.
Next year? Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be open to the public, or you will have the courses?
No, it's I don't know if we will have the fence, but I don't know if we have a key to the
Okay.
we will have a key, but you have to call someone so they can let you in, or the members will know where the keys are and they can take the people inside, because like there is some really rare trees, to be honest. It was hard to find, and the grafting is also really hard sometimes. So yeah, it it won't be like, oh, you can go in and grab something. We don't really want that, because on the biodynamical garden part, people can rent a parcel and they can do their gardening stuff. They just have to follow no chemical rules, and there will be a teaching garden also, where the other person who do the biodynamical garden can teach the people like, what is it even, because it's a really complex thing to do. It's cooperate with the moon and the stuff. I don't even really know. So yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. And one more thing. So I was just thinking now that in the Facebook group, if you have like another group or like a website or a Facebook page, and it's for everyone who has already a site, and you want to make it public, and where you will advertise your events. So where we can reach you out. So for example, if I'm going to Czech Republic and I wanna go to your place, Tomáš, to the monastery, and I'm just passing by. Is it possible that I can find you, like the address and if there are events and if there are courses, so where we can find each other. So it would be cool to like visit. If I have free time we can visit each other, or a possibility. For example, I'm planning to have a camper van, so I can go around. You know, like yeah, this is what I was thinking.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
And Illés, yeah, let's go.
I didn't prepare anything. Last night I just selected a couple of photos. They're not even in order, so I'm gonna probably jump
Perfect,
back
I
and
like
forth.
improvising.
So I have a drone photo actually. Actually, it's video. I just screenshotted it. The land is situated. It's a long stretch. You can see I put this photo in because you might see the slope and the land is quite a sloped land. It's this land over here. You're not gonna see much, so I'm just gonna go to the. This is from above situated, and I have drawings over here. This is partly the plan and partly how it looks like. Okay, actually, no, I'm gonna start from before. So, I'm Illés, and ever since I was a child, I always loved nature, and I started walking bare feet and like climbing trees as a very young child, and I had this connection, and I really wanted to not just take stuff out, not just go and eat the wild animals and just enjoy it, but also take part and be a part of the system, like also find my place in how I can be a benefit, how I can be in the cycle of nature as well. And for a long time, and sometimes still I'm asking myself the question, how can I be not just taking something from the system, but also giving it back, not just as an external being, but also within the system. And right now I'm trying this through gardening and farming and having animals and plants. Since the age of 8, I was really determined, so my parents said that, oh, you have to have a land to be able to farm. So from the age of 8, I started collecting all my pocket money, every Christmas and birthdays, to buy land. So it still was not enough, but 2 years ago, with the help of my dear parents, they helped me a lot financially and every other way as well. I managed to buy this, well, it's actually the middle slot I got first, and then last year, just a couple of months ago really, I managed to buy the 2 neighbors, so altogether now 1 hectare of land, which I'm really grateful for. And there's a small house here. I'm just gonna lead you around. So the slope, this is a flat area. This is the top area. There's a big slope over here, and this is a reasonably flat area again. There's a small house here. That's basically 1 room. That's where I sort of live, but it's in the same street as my grandfather and my parents. So I'm washing and stuff like that is not over here because I don't have water. I have electricity. I don't have water. I'm gonna show you that.
The mouse.
Okay. Will I move the mouse? Or
From the computer.
Use the computer mouse maybe.
like what?
Yeah,
What?
with that. You can
Will I show?
us.
Okay, I can show you this too.
Yeah.
So this is a small house, and over here I have a small. This is already fenced, or still fenced off because this is still the previous owner has these things here, so I only drew the plans. This is over the pasture land for the goats.
Oh wow.
For now, yes, it's a big one.
Yeah, you need a big one for
Yes,
the goats.
this is the area for the goats, the Istáló stall. It's still under construction, not completely done, and this is, for now, this is the only area that I use for vegetable garden, and I want to extend it to this area as well. I want a glass house over here because this is very sloped, and I want it to be inside the ground, like only the glass area is shown, and the back wall and the ground inside the soil, so it also keeps it warmer during the winter time. And I want a greenhouse over here. That's still the plan, so I'm still far. And this is last year's photo, so a couple of things changed as well. I cleared out a lot of bushes. I'm gonna go on. Okay, we have a cute dog as well. I just took some cute photos as well. This is down at the very corner of the map which you saw. I dug this small pond, hoping to. There's a little bit more water at the moment in it now because I put clay on the bottom. and I'm trying to use clay and not plastic or sheets or anything like that to hold the water. So it's still in the working process, and it's probably going to take a long time and work. That's the corner of the house shown there. This was 2 years ago photo, so a lot of things changed since. There's some other pictures of that from the other direction.
Did you take it?
Yes, I dug it with hand. I love digging, actually. Now, this is a work in progress that actually failed. I started to dig a well, and I got 15 meters down below ground by hand. Yes. So I had a fan over there to circulate the water, the air. I pulled the dirt up with the buckets. I usually did it by myself. I filled the buckets, came up, and then pulled the buckets up, because I didn't want anyone working above me and dropping it on my head.
You climbed up
Yes.
on the walls?
Yes.
I
did like
can
little
see
holes.
how you go everywhere. Okay.
I enjoy every moment of it, so I don't regret it, even now that I failed it.
Were you using some like
I had a rope.
instructions like for the
because
walls?
the earth is so clay, I didn't really see some parts of it. I started 2 years ago. The top part of it, which is wet and then dry and wet and dry. Some parts of it fell in during this winter, so I'm not gonna go down again. But
So the well is now not for water but for as a fridge or?
I don't know. That's an abandoned quest. I'm not gonna continue that. It was just
But
not nice.
you can use it as a fridge.
Yes,
The
I can use it as a fridge. Yes, true. This is the vegetable garden area. I think when I bought a bit after. So when I bought the land, you couldn't really see this cherry tree. It was all bushes and greens and everything. This is before I put the first mulch layer down 1.5 years ago in October. So yes, a couple of more pictures. This is the well, and that's about 9 or 10 meters underground. I'm using the torch already, and I'm down there. You can't really see, but we have the ropes, the other rope, electric cable for the machinery, because there was also a very hard layer which I have to use machines for. Here are the goats, and I use them for cleaning the land. You couldn't clear the bushes and the trees, obviously, but we cleared everything else very nicely. I'm gonna have more pictures of the end result of what this looked like. I use electric fans sometimes for this instance, for example.
So you are moving them around in the
Yes.
cell?
Right now I have it then fenced off, which I showed in the map, but before I only finished the fencing this year, a couple of months ago.
Okay.
Before I used the electric fence or I tied them out with rope. That was a very tough one, so I don't want to repeat that again.
That's because we have seen yesterday on the farm. So if you have the animals in one big area, how industrial farming works on big scale, like especially here in the Europe as well, but in the US, it's even much like enormous. But they don't use cells, so they are all around, and hundreds and thousands of animals on the same place, and they are moving around. But they are so many on a big land. They eat and degrade the land and compact the land very hardly. So it's not the natural way of of animal keeping, not even keeping. So if you imagine this kind of animals in the wild, they are moving around season by season, following the rainy season, the dry season, following the rivers, following the food. And the predators also hunt them, so they are kind of kept together in cells anyways, like in a crowd. And what's the idea for animal keeping, which is a little bit more logical? It's still simplified, but a little bit better, to keep the animals in cells and move them around, like how he does it and how they did it on their land yesterday in the farm. So they don't compact the land all the time on the same area. They move around after a while, and the ecosystem has time to recover. And in that case, they will have always food because they always move around, and they manure. They put the manure in the ground as well. So this is the animal keeping where we are heading to in the future. I think that's my opinion, but yeah, we will see. It's still industrialized. So.
Trying to do that right now. The pasture is all one, so they can move around. But my hopes for maybe next year's project will be to weave fences and make roughly equally sized areas and fence off that big area into 8 or 10 smaller areas of equal size, and have them graze the whole area and then move to the next and let the grass regenerate and grow in the area they've already grazed, and so do a circular, holistic management grazing for that. This is where the goats were before. This is a couple of months later. This is 1.5 years ago, so this is the first mulch layer which the goats naturally laid, and whatever I cut off, the woods and the vines and everything, I just piled over there. This same photo that's in the background, that's what the goat pen looked like. Still looks like it's under construction. This is the first mulch layer that I set down around the trees in special shapes. I'm going to use a mouse. Over here,
I like your finger.
Yes, I like the fingers on that.
So over here I have the well. This is where the well is. I have a whole lot of sand over there because under 9 meters it's actually sandstone, so yay. And that's a big cherry tree. I love climbing this cherry tree, one of my favorites.
It looks like a really nice climbing
Yes,
tree.
it is. Over here I have a small little pond, which still with the clay technique I'm struggling to hold water. And around it is mulch, and over here the cherry tree, around the cherry tree I have mulch, and over here at the back I have shaded it, more shaded area during the summertime, so I plant leaf vegetables and potatoes there. Over here up front I have more sunshine, so I plant the more sun plants that require more sun. This is a closer up photo. This is where since then I like a small pond, and this is from the other direction. Small pond over there, well on the side, and the big lake which you saw at the beginning is over there. Yes, another
it looks like you
picture.
worked a lot on it.
Yes. It's still a work in progress, but
Looks nice.
another photo. That's the house and the shed you see from. This is behind me. Right behind me is the goat's pen. That's the picture. This is a winter photo from last winter, I think. Hammock. This is last year's spring, and I was just the mountain side. This is up in the grazing area now, and this is last winter as well. I just let the goats out. This is before it was fenced off. I just let the goats out graze and find themselves and move around. Careful them not to go and run away too far. This is where you saw the goats before, first with the electric fence. This is this spring. And even last year I planted wheat over here, like this older type of ancient wheat. And this is how I laid the mulch layer. You can see this is wood chips on the bottom. Like before, this is the second layer, so I already had the previous layer, very thin though. This is wood chips that I luckily got from, I don't know where exactly. And this is the mulch, straw and manure from the goat's stall, and then I have hay on top so the whole thing doesn't dry out. And then I sowed the grain seeds in it, and we're gonna see what happens. They're already like this size when I came here. So, and behind it is a different type of wheat that I planted in the autumn, still in mulch, and that's bigger now. That's about this high when I came, so I'm hoping for the best. And another small goatling.
Thank you, Salvika.
The guy who I bought the land for, actually no, the guy who built the house, the two generations before I bought the house, they planted and grew flowers, so I have a whole lot of flowers growing all over the land in springtime. This is another photo. This is a month ago. The pasture is now done, fenced around, so I can let the goats go free and graze. And it's actually beside the cement mine, so you can see the mountain. It's a bit corrupted, and I'm sad for that. But people do people. And that's a little goat as well. And this is actually a photo that I just randomly took a couple of days ago before I came here. So this is what it looks like now. The flowers are just beginning to go away from the cherry tree. And yes, I think that's pretty much it. And I'm back to the start.
of all, I miss the Irish accent. I was waiting for it so much. Anyways, secondly, does anyone have any questions? Okay, I have a quick question. So now, are you planning to work with someone? Because now you are doing everything alone. Because I'm planning,
Yeah.
like I don't want to do the work anymore alone.
Probably would be good. I don't know. For now, I like just like Nico. I like touching everything with my hands and actually, first of all, planning and seeing and observing. If someone else is there, then he's gonna or she's gonna do it differently. And I'm like, but I want to try this technique and that technique. So I do get help from my sisters. Like my sisters milk and goats as well. Now that I came here, that's the reason I could come here, because otherwise, animals. If you have animals and you're alone, you're there and you're only there. You're not free. So luckily to my family, we live in the same street, so they help me a lot when I'm not there. Am I planning to do? It would be great, but right now, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
You will see. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. So guys, now if